Welcome to today's Random Conversations. And today I'm bringing you a very special topic from the announcements that have been made by two presidents from Africa, William Ruto of Kenya and Paul Kagame of Rwanda. Within the last 10 days, these two presidents have come out with strong statements about allowing Africans to travel to their respective countries visa-free. This is a major announcement. Of course, Rwanda and Kenya are not the first countries to allow this. As far as I know, Benin, Gambia, and Seychelles have already announced that, and it is in operation. But according to President Ruto, by the end of this year, 2023, all Africans are allowed to travel to Kenya visa-free.
Let me say this. As Kenya, by the end of this year, no African will be required to have a visa to come to Kenya.
And according to President Paul Kagame, as he was speaking, addressing the audience at the 23rd Global Summit of World Travel and Tourism in Kigali just a few days ago, all Africans are allowed now to travel to Rwanda visa-free.
Let there be no mistake about it. An African can get on a plane to Rwanda whenever they wish, and will not pay a thing to enter our country.
To many people, this is a very welcome idea. And I have spoken to Africans, the true sons and daughters of Africa, to just air their views. What is their take on these statements by these two wonderful presidents from Africa? Here with me is Emma Rones. She is a national of Namibia. This is what she says. Rwanda, Benin, Gambia, Seychelles have opened doors for Africans to visit their countries visa-free. And Kenya is on the way by the end of this year. Is this something that you welcome?
Wow. Wow. I'm so happy to hear that. Really, seriously, Africa doing that? Oh, it's about time. I'm really welcoming that. You know why? We are all African. Why are we being divided by borders? We are sisters and brothers. We needed to do this long time ago. But I'm really welcoming this, and I wish all the countries could join this marvelous move. I have to give them a applause, because those people, they really think deep and they think of us African. You know, the good thing of this, we are going now to do trading with each other without any problem. What was hindering us is visas. Why are we putting visas? Because here in Europe, where I live, you know, I can take a walk to Germany, to Finland, to Norway without to be asked about a visa. Why African are we punishing each other? This country that opened doors for African to be there, my dear, economy will boom. And that's what we need as African. And with our resources that we have, if we combine it, believe me, Africa will be the biggest investor, the biggest producer in the whole world. I'm really happy because they open up to the African. And I really praise and wish the other country, like my country, Namibia, to do the same thing. Let us be brothers and sisters as we be created. We are one. We are just being divided by the colony. Why are we allowing our colony to still win on dividing us? I'm really happy. Hand off the cup for them. Congratulations to those who have done it.
We have another one, a true son of Africa, Godfrey Krache from Rwanda. And this is his statement. What is your opinion about Africa being visa-free to Africans?
Wow, that's a good news here in this month. I think we are in the beginning of November. This week should be celebrated almost everywhere in Africa. One thing I want to tell you, my friend, I'm proud to be a Rwandan now. To be one of the first country to launch visa-free to all Africans, that's mean Africa is one. We're all the same people. Apart from the colonial that bring all those borders, but we are the one people. We have many similarities, so everyone should be free to move everywhere we want. And it will affect so many sectors positively on my side, I think. Economically, because many people will trade with different countries easily, and even free of movement. So I'll be free to try any other of those countries. Just go there and see what is there. What do they have that we don't have in this country? Well, what are new things I can bring in this country compared to without paying any coin? As long as you have a passport or as long as you are African, just go. That's the only one good thing you can do to make your people very happy, to make your citizen enjoying the continent. So I'm happy that Africans are stepping that point and are doing it to benefit their citizen. I think those countries who are not yet done it, they will do it, because that's the good thing to do, to praise your people and to develop your countries. Very proud to be Rwandan, very proud to be African. Peace to Africans.
The same idea is also welcomed by Emmanuel Bararuhanya from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm going to ask you the same question about the visa-free travels for Africans in African countries after the initiative that has been taken by Kenya, Rwanda, Benin, Gambia, and Seychelles. What is your take?
I think it's a brilliant idea. As an African, all the African countries to be united as one. Because if we unite, we get power. If we divide, we lose the power. We become weak. So I would love to have like one passport, like African passport, so that all the African people have one passport. But since it's not possible for now to have a visa like in African countries for Africans, that's great, and I really appreciate and I welcome that idea with my open hand. Because if we are free to travel to any country, we'll have a free trade market and we have one market, and that will be very easy for our countries to be developed. That is my point on that idea. I'm speaking about the visa-free.
Okay.
Having the freedom of travel in African continent. These borders are pulling us back. We are not free to do businesses. Like, for example, it's very hard for Ugandans to have a business in Congo because of the visa process. It's very hard for Congolese to have a business in Rwanda because of the visa process. It's very hard for Western African people to come and do their business in Eastern Africa or in Central Africa. So if it is visa free, like if you see European countries, they have visa free. We should have that system in our countries, in African continent for Africa.
And from West Africa, we have Enoch Akaine from Nigeria. And this is what he has to say about this.
Yes.
So I want your comments about this, because I think it could be, maybe it's invited in other countries, but so far we have Rwanda, Kenya, Benin, Gambia, and Seychelles.
Yeah.
What's your
My
take?
comment on that
Yes.
is very simple. I think it's high time African leaders begin to think not like the Europeans, but it's just a shame that the Europeans are ahead of us with all these kind of policies. We should also have a free movement within our African region.
Okay.
There should be visa free for everyone within the African region, because whether you are afraid of terrorists, whether you are afraid of criminals or whatever, we have them anyway in the national countries themselves, within the countries themselves. They can always make their way in. If they can break through Israel, there's no way they cannot break through. So that should not shy us away from having a visa-free movement, policy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to bring more good than harm.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, we'll be able to cross over and try to marry those that we love, and they can be able to come to us and marry us.
Mm-hmm.
We have people having distance relationships who are waiting for visas to see each other. And we will not have these problems within our African region.
Mm-hmm.
The economic market will boom. Trade will boom. People will be able to travel and do business here and there. The tourism industry will improve more than ever. Transportation, income, people, having transport businesses, these things will help. Even educational wise, people can travel to other universities and study easily without visa requirements and wasting their time and all that. Everything you think about will improve. And it will strengthen the unity, the love, and the of these nations. So I believe visa-free should be. I support it 100%, and I look forward to that. It's a very good move.
What do you think is dragging African countries back from accepting this move?
Selfishness. That is just the word. Selfishness.
We also have a voice from Kenya, and no other than Wangeti Nduati.
Africa is a family. That is according to me, on the basis of the grassroots. I don't see why an African should be taxed to come back home to his roots. We are relatives, regardless of we are Nilots, we are Kushites, we are whatever. We are Africans, and Africans is our business. So if Africa is our business, why should we be taxing our own families?
Last but not least, we have Liberatus Mwang'ombe from Tanzania.
Visa-free is something very, very important, and I can say that President Ruto and Kagame and other presidents in Africa allowing visa-free for all African countries to their country is one of the most critical and very, very important decision heads of the states in Africa ever made. This is long overdue. Free borders, no visa in Africa countries will allow Africans to trade, to travel, to go across their borders freely. And this will enhance and encourage businesses, will encourage investments from one country to another. And to me, when we talk about no visa in Africa for Africa countries, I go even further. I want African to have one passport. We just need one passport. We don't need all these 50-some passports. No, we just need one passport. So I would like to take this opportunity to show my appreciations and congratulations to President Kagame, President Ruto, and all other presidents of 3 or 4 countries in Africa, which has allowed visa-free to all African countries. This is way, way overdue. And if you come to Tanzania, I'm from Tanzania, and in Tanzania, we still struggling on a dual citizenship. So when Kenya has visa-free for all African countries, Rwanda already has visa-free for all African countries. This means a Kenyan or Ghanaian with American passport or with UK passport, Japan passport, you name it, but they have dual citizenship. That means they still hold their Kenyan passport, their Ghanaian passport. That means they can travel to Kenya, Rwanda, Ghana, and any other countries with a visa-free. In fact, these people benefits a lot because you have SADC, you have ECOWAS, you have East Africa Bloc. I mean, we don't have visa in East Africa Bloc. A Kenyan can come to Tanzania with no visa. So is a Tanzanian can go to Kenya and Uganda with no visa. So is ECOWAS Bloc, SADC. I understand some of the countries still, even if we have SADC and all this stuff, still they don't allow people to go without visa. But the point I'm trying to stress, visa-free is a key to economic liberation in Africa. Visa-free for African countries, for people in Africa, is a key to African economic liberation.
I hope with these voices from Namibia, Rwanda, DRC, Nigeria, Tanzania, and Kenya, you could have a feeling of voices from the real people, from the true sons and daughters of Africa. And probably you also have a position on this matter. And if you do, please comment here below.